Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Monday morning trading session. Bear with me here a moment. I was having a hard time getting my data feed to hook up, and it just came online. So if you'll bear with me here just a second, I'm going to get my chart set up, and I will be right back. Okay, well here we'll go with these for now. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Keith says he had the same problem connecting with Continuum this morning. It took a long time to hook up. And that was my issue as well. Okay, just a couple more charts here to fix up. It looks like the market kind of moving a little sideways this morning anyhow, out of the gate, so that's good. It's not like it's on a tear, higher or lower, without us. Okay, all done. So I hope everyone had a nice, relaxing weekend. Mine was not. Oh my gosh, I hate busy weekends. Oh well, what are you going to do? Okay, so Friday, when the market closed, it was relatively strong going into the close, as you can see. Finished quite high, near the 5650 area, pretty much exactly where we've started the day. I think the opening tick was actually on the high, which looks to be about 5652. And let's see, when did this signal print? Oh, printed right on the open. This is our first in-sync eagle signal. And we'll see how that works out. We are getting kind of a follow-up signal here on the Raptor. We had the hard edge bounce. I imagine that printed at the same time. Oh, actually, that one's pre-market. That printed a few minutes before the market opened. But you're going to get another one right here if you were inclined, if you were looking for an early signal. There it is. So a little break of the median line here. I'm not so fond hopping on board quite so early. Personally, I like to let the market settle in for a few moments. crude oil. Let's see what's going on here in the crude oil market. Crude oil had a little run up here this morning. Crude oil opening actually way down here. Started with the counter trend signal. Strong move up out of the open. And now they're retracing a little bit, but I think I would be more inclined to look for another buying opportunity in crude. This strong rally, that may set the tone for crude, for the morning anyway. All right, so prices drifting a little bit. Looks like we're going to see a test here of the hard edge. We don't have a complete first micro-macro cross yet, for those of you getting excited here about this hawk signal. The macro line is still out of sync. So technically, that is not a completed first micro-macro cross yet. Although it does look like prices are trying to hunt for some support. All right, well, we've managed to hit the hard edge, and this is a major retrace against Friday's closing rally. Of course, whenever we encounter the hard edge, we expect the market to give us some sort of reaction. Okay, so the hawk now completing, or at least giving us the warning dot for the first micro-macro cross signal. We don't have the completed signal just yet. And even though the other day I kept harping on how I would be doing better going all in, all out, since this is the first signal of the day, it's still relatively early, I would be inclined to try to run this one out. Unfortunately, I need the really big stop because of the possibility of a bigger test to the extreme here. Geiger counter was showing some bullishness here. Ideally, what I would like to see happen is that the market retrace a little bit more, give us a proper test of the extreme, excuse me, then fold over on itself. That would make for a much more predictable buy. Or pardon me, sell.
Order canceled.
So I need to adjust this trade.
Order pending.
There you go. Get into those yellow bars so I don't have to worry about you too much. Okay, so the yellow bars, oh, now we're into a green bar sell. So this is interesting. We've got ourselves a real mixed bag here this morning. Buyers and sellers looking equally strong. This is the kind of day where you really just pays your nickels, you takes your chances. If you're uncomfortable with the amount, the stops are close enough that you can probably reduce your risk exposure somewhat.
Order pending.
So you can see here on the Raptor, we actually got a hard edge bounce signal. So the birds kind of conflicting each other here at the moment. And that's just the nature of the morning. The battle between the buyers and sellers very evenly matched right now. In fact, you know, the Raptor signal may be the better one because of the trend. Okay, so we're sitting right on our entry. This is a green bar sell, by the way, in case you're wondering, why is Eric trying to short that? That's a green bar sell signal. All right, well, they're fighting here a little bit. I suppose, if you were not prepared to enter too early, a second push opportunity would be a great way to enter this trade. So the signal has engaged. You can see the bar is totally neutral. You could enter below of the bar, perhaps 56.44. That way, if the bearish momentum returns to the market, that will be a much nicer fill. If we see this bar finish on the low, there's a very good chance that I'll at least find my profit target. So right now, the objective 56.44, and that should open things up a little bit for a move lower. Come on. If you're going to try to run this trade out, there's a good chance if we see 56.44, we will see 56.40 as well. All right, come on, get down there. There we go. Come on. You can do it. Wow. Don't stop now. Come on. Oh, you. Don't you dare flinch there. Don't you dare take my break-even stop. Oh, well, that was close. I almost thought they were thinking about reversing on themselves and tagging my break even before they went down to 56.40. Because I had two contracts in play there, I chose to take the profit on target. But of course, running two contracts, you do have the opportunity to scale out of the position, take profit on one, and try to run the other one out. We've got a late filter entry to the short side here. We also have our number 2 signal printing here. This is our counter trend signal if you wanted to get on board here with the Raptor. So we've seen the test of the extreme being right here. Here's the retest, here's the failure, and the signal. They're thinking about it. The Geiger counter was pulling here to the short side a little bit. This may end up being another reaction to the hard edge. We'll see. Again, stops have to be relatively high. And some of our bearish momentum looks like it's starting to fade. So we'll see. If we come back with yet another buy signal, that will be a double pullback. So we've got some interesting options shaping up here this morning. So while the tug of war continues, it does look as though maybe the sellers are going to give it another run. This profit objective down here around 56.35.36 would probably be a suitable target. I imagine the buyers need to show up here sooner or later. Just the fact that they've been going back and forth for so long on a couple of bars here suggests that there's a lot of buying interest. All right, well, let's see if the sellers can trap the buyers out of their positions. Or if the buyers are going to back the sellers into a corner. We did get the earlier short position to pay off, so I'm thinking right now the upper hand goes to the sellers. The sellers are showing themselves to be a little bit stronger. Or they were showing themselves to be a little bit stronger. Just getting a couple of my stop strategies ready. Like I said, if this turns into a double bottom and comes out here with a buy signal, that could translate into a double pullback, which would be certainly more bullish. Get down there. All right, I'm going to force the trade to break even. It may be a little bit early, but like I said, I've been holding out here on the edge of my seat waiting for the buyers to show.
Order canceled.
All right, I'll take the break-even stop out. Like I said, might have been jumping the gun there, which I am known to do. All right, so there's a little bit of a hiccup coming our way. Right now I don't feel too bad about taking that earlier stop out. And Tony says, get to the next zone, the next zone. Yes, the next zone would be down here around the 5635 area. You'd probably be all right, Tony. I was just panicking a little bit. Although, well, we'll stay with this here for a little bit. But if we were to bring in like traditional charting type patterns, some traders would be viewing this as like a little bit of a head and shoulders, which is, now that we've broken through here, is definitely a little bit more bearish. But if this pattern fails, then we can expect a rally. So anytime you're looking at patterns like this, if they fail, you can expect a rally. I think you'll be just fine, Tony. I wouldn't panic just yet, even though, you know, I tweaked myself out of the trade. It's easy for me to say, right? You got lots of money, Tony. You'll be all right. But honestly, you know, if we see the market hold the hard edge here and get back above, say, the 56, 42, 43, 44 area, that might be time to think about leaving. Well, well, they're starting to press again. Yeah, they're getting a little bit stronger here. So if you are still short here, you might want to think about getting your stops in a little bit cozier. Like I said, somewhere around maybe 56, 43, 44. If that area fails, we might be in for a little run, maybe. Okay, let's see what else we got going on. Oh, actually, we're getting a first micro macro cross here in the hawk. So, except for the eagle, which is bouncing off the hard edge, and the raptor, it is looking a little bit more bearish. Crude oil still hasn't let up, although right now it looks like they're struggling a little bit on the current high. This Geiger counter keeps leaning here to the buy side. Very balanced, this market is. One thing I've noticed too, if the bars take a long time to form, it tends to imply a more balanced market. All right, well, the Eagle might be coming back here with a red bar buy signal. It is against the ATR, which, you're going to expect because of the sideways nature of the market. You can see here on the ATR, not exactly a smooth progression. Bearish for a little while, then it turns bullish, then it turns bearish. And according to Trade Forecaster, our trend mode is winding down here a little bit in about 18 minutes time, it says. We might be ahead of the curve on that one. No, Tony, I didn't do any golfing this weekend, but the weather was very nice. We had family commitments down in Victoria, and then the pantry was bare, so we had to do a lot of shopping on the weekend as well, which is always fun. I did buy myself a new suit, though, so that was an upshot. Got a summer wedding to go to. And I thought I'd better get to the menswear store before all the grads take the good suits. All right, well, we're still bouncing around here a little. Yeah, I'm with you, Steve. Steve says summer wedding, blue and white pinstripe seersucker suit sounds perfect. Yeah, they're nice and light and look pretty stylish too. They're hard to find in this part of the world. I opted for a very nice gray suit, which is the standby for summer weddings. It's in August, so it's going to be hot as a pistol. I found the lightest material I could find. My goodness, the market is taking its time here this morning. Like I said, it's so balanced. It's kind of like a 50-50 trade proposition here today. It looks like there's an equal chance, excuse me, an equal chance the buyers are going to rally, or the sellers may pull it out of the bag here. I think if I had my druthers, I would like to see another hard edge bounce. Another buy signal that would be a double pullback that would kind of confirm Friday's trend is still in play. Of course, I don't want it to drift too high. I don't want to print a signal up here somewhere, because then all of a sudden we need to deal with the highs of the morning. However, if I ended up printing a signal down here around the 56, 44, 45 area, that would still give me some room that I could do something with this trade. Yeah, Tony says I could shop on Amazon and get a zoot suit. Yeah, that's me. Ditto for the red bar buy if you're looking to get in here, because if we actually waited for the ATR to come into sync, we're not going to end up entering this trade until very close to the 56, 48, 49 area, which, like I said, is going to put us in range of the highs of the morning. So right now it seems they're content to take turns. Well, I'm not sure what's holding the market up, but very little in the way of follow through right now. Excuse me. All right, well, are we finally going to get some follow through here? All right, well, are we going to see a resumption here of the downtrend? Perhaps. Yeah, it's starting to look that way. I wouldn't really call this a four-arrow consolidation just yet, but it does look like the market is trying to resume the downtrend. I'm still here. In case you're wondering, I'm just watching and waiting. There's not much going on here at the moment. We won't see anything new, I guess, until the market really decides to break out of this tiny sideways channel that we've ended up building here. I'm kind of looking right there. And once we get outside there, we'll have a move, but not before. Yeah, Russell's asking about the four arrow consolidation. Do you like the four arrow consolidation that's forming? I'm not thrilled with it, Russell, just because the neutral nature of the market. Normally we see the market, it's at least drifting one way or the other. We get a little bit of a hint that, yeah, okay, today prices may be heading higher, or no, today the market's heading a little bit lower. It's a 50-50 shot right now, Russell. It's not that the four arrow consolidation isn't a valid signal, but as near as I can tell, you got to frame it something like this. And you may be just as well to go all in, all out, just grab your profit when you have it. Because, like I say, the market is just so flat right now. I can't get any kind of hint which way it might be drifting. And, here looking at the hawk, it should be pretty evident. See how we're getting all these yellow bar clusters? They're all printing around the 56, 44, 45, 46 area. To further add to the confusion, we're getting a mixed bag of signals here. So we're still working the red bar buy off of the eagle. Now the falcon is starting to change the trend line color. And we might be looking at another hard edge bounce here in the raptor. So, yeah, pick a direction. I don't think, if you do try to short it, or even if you try to buy it, I don't think you want to go crazy. If you throw a single on it, or, if you've got a larger account, maybe a couple of contracts. I'm anticipating another hard edge bounce to build here. You can see even the raptor hasn't even given me a pre-signal yet.
Order pending.
All right, so here's the signal. Now you shouldn't be concerned that the hard edge bounce pre-signal is not printing. The Raptor, of course, is a trading program. It relies on a lot of algorithms and things to come into sync before the signal prints. Therefore, it's going to filter out some of the signals that perhaps it doesn't feel qualify. But being able to identify the signal, even without the prompt, is very useful and something that you should aim for.
Order pending.
But things are slow today, no question. Okay, they're trying. They're trying hard. We're just kind of here below the break even. What I'm going to do actually, oh no, actually the break even is on the high of the bar. So if this bar finishes on its high, I will get my break even trigger. And I think we'll set things up like so. Get it all activated. Oops. There we go. Come on, keep going. look at that. Look at that. Really? Really? Are you going to flinch right there? Oh, all right. Let's take the trade to break even. Got it. They're just flinching me out here before they go up to their profit target. I know it. They're conspiring against me again. Where's my tinfoil hat? Oh, yes, of course. Thanks, Mark. Mark says it's with my lead jacket. Oh, come on, you guys. Yeah, Steve, you got it right. Steve says news is slow. We need another good Greek bailout crisis or something to help. Have the French had their election yet? Because a lot of what I was reading was speculating that the markets were waiting to see what was going on in Europe. Ah, they have had their elections. Thanks, Dan. Come on already. So it looks like what we're seeing is a little bit of a reaction here now, maybe a premature reaction to the median level, which is sitting at 56.49. Just kind of touching on, the pattern traders. These now patterns, I'm pointing them out to you here this morning, but they really don't apply to mean Renko bars in the same respect that they do on other time charts or other charts. But here we have, again, a head and shoulders type formation, and the market's struggling to get back to the highs. So we're seeing a test of the extreme, yet another failure. I think I'll be content with the break-even stop out there. Okay, just reaching out to Adam. He wanted to test some new piece of software or a link or something or another he had going on. But if he's not around, then we might look at buttoning up the room a little bit early here. Painfully slow this morning yet again. Oh, wait a minute. Might have spoken too soon. Getting a little bit of action. Okay, so the buyers getting flushed from their positions. And once again, we had like a counter trend signal print right here. A little bit dicey, just given the sideways nature of the market. And that's probably why we're not seeing the Raptor print its signals right now, because, like I say, of the sideways nature. Oh, I got excited there for a moment. Hey, way to go, Tony. Tony says, I'm short the 6E. He says, I hate searching for something to trade. And times like this, we need to really be careful. Because you don't want to take a trade out of boredom. Where are you short from, Tony? What price did you sell? Did you take on one of these hard edge bounce signals? Oh, I guess so. I guess it must have been around here somewhere, around 109.605. Yeah, you can see the euro pretty active last night, actually, for a Monday morning. Tails off a little bit. Tony says short at 109. Okay, so a little bit late to the party, but it's like we always used to say at work, better late than never. All right, we'll put that on the shelf. And now it looks like we're seeing a reaction near the low of the day. Okay, so I might have got a little excited there too early. Yeah, it's tough today. So you shouldn't beat yourself up, days like this. It's important to recognize when the market is sideways. And I've said this before, but for the benefit of the new traders in the room, your job description as a trader is to take what the market is giving. It's impossible for you to force the market to do anything. If the market's not in a giving mood, you're not going to be taking very much. And sometimes you're just going to look at your chart and it will make no sense to you whatsoever. You're going to look at it and it's just going to be a jumbled mess, and you're just going to have to wait. Now you can flip a coin, heads we buy, tails we sell. But if you're going to do that, do yourself a favor and really contain the quantity. Don't go crazy on it. But it's much better to actually let the market, sort itself out. This is similar. See what's happening here? This is very similar. But look at what happens when the market sorts itself out. Isn't this so much easier to trade? Sure it is. Than trying to squeak a couple of bucks out of this. All right, I'll get off my pulpit now. Put the soapbox back in the corner. Okay, gang, Adam's not getting back to me. The market's not really doing a whole lot. Why don't we call it a day? And we'll get back together tomorrow. Hopefully things loosen up a little bit. We'll talk to you then. Oh, listen, if you are going to try to continue trading today, I think the bears might actually give it another push to the short side. We're starting to see a rule of three develop here in the Eagle. That's making me think the sellers are going to be a little bit more serious than the buyers. So if you're going to flip that coin, make sure it comes up on the sell side. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.